at you here with a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Super nice car for a super nice guy. And what we have is a 2, maybe 3-year-old collision dent. Let me turn this down because the heat really isn't going to matter right now. And it went right up to the edge here, and it has a little bit of touch up and a little bit of touch up through it. So we're going to have to be very careful if we do use a glue pulling method. I do notice there's a little ding up here, you know, just to test the glue and see how hot we are and see what we're doing. We might as well just stick a tab on that one. Hopefully the sound is okay for you guys. Let's just see how hot this glue is. Teeny little bit of it right here. No alcohol yet. I didn't even prep the surface because I'm a noob. But I think before we even start working on this dent, we're gonna do a lot of this, a lot of this, a lot of this, maybe even a little bit of the slappy right here. So let's grab my puller lifter and just see what this thing is gonna do on that one little tiny dent. Maybe we'll do, you know, a bonus dent first rather than the large area. But yeah, this is didn't pull. I think we might need to get it slightly warmer and also get the glue a little bit warmer too. Let me grab that same kind of tab and just go with that one more time. And why am I not working on the big dent yet? Because I'm kind of seeing how this metal is going to react. There we go. Let's pull it fairly quick. And hey, at this point in the videos, when I say I sure do appreciate everybody that clicks on this video. It moved maybe a little bit. This door, let me show you guys, is taken apart. This is what we get when we have a technically advanced customer who takes apart his own door skin, because you guys haven't seen me take apart a lot of door skins. I have a hole right here that goes in, gives me some access. We've got this little hole right here that pops out and gives me some access, but I still do have a brace. And if you look right here, guys, if you get a good little angle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little welds, that's where that brace ends. And then if we keep our hand right here, carefully close this, you'll see that's right where that dent is. So there's no really getting away from that brace. That's why the first thing I want to do, grab my cherry tip and take down some of these brows. I'm hitting pretty hard here, guys. So I was just saying, I really do appreciate everybody that clicks on this video. I really do. If you guys don't mind hitting the subscribe button, it sure helps out the channel. We love to see the people's comments and everybody having a good time and learning. I'm looking at the edge of this bend right here, and this kind of needs to come in too. So there's a brow right here, and then kind of a tugged in area that I do believe is just the end of this stamp. So I don't want to beat in too much on that. And the most of the area that I want to move, by the way, guys, this was a little bit larger. I stuck my Get a Grip. I've got the Get a Grip Strong Arm XL and the umbrella up, but I stuck the Get a Grip suction cup on this large dent. It was about this big, and yanked it before we even started the video. So sorry, the dent was actually a little bit larger, and we're just doing what we can to, like I say, kind of band-aid the situation so that this person doesn't have to take this car to a body shop. And honestly, I think it's going to come out looking really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lot of this brow work here, some tappies. I'm going to maybe open the door up and reach inside, have the board at a different angle. We might keep you in with the speedy. And I definitely, now that the temperature is almost right, I want to try to make a pull right through that body line and test to see if this glue is going to pull off. So let's keep you guys in for that one, because that's kind of a, oh, do I say sketchy? Yeah, it's kind of a sketchy thing to do, is put glue on paint that's already touched up. So here's how I do it. Wait 10 seconds. Let that glue cool. Don't put on hot glue on fresh paint. And I know this paint isn't fresh. It's probably 2 or 3 years old of touch up. But now the lifter is not going to work because we're going to have feet on a ridge. So we're going to grab the slidey. The tab actually says don't use a slide hammer on it. And here's what we got, guys. A little tiny bit of black touch-up paint. Luckily, it didn't show us any marks or any area underneath that. But that tells me that we cannot be using the glue pulling system on this dent the way I want to. I can't just go boom, 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 you know, 30 or 40 pulls. I cannot do that. What we got to do is get it nice and warm. Get in behind here, take some of these brows out, and then open up the door and actually get behind it with the tools. If need be, I did tell the customer I don't want to take off this panel right here, but I can kind of slide behind one of these rubber seals, zip a tiny little hole right here, use my tiny little twisty tools, and then paint it and plug it with a little seam sealer, and it'll be invisible. That's kind of our last ditch effort to get in there, but I do appreciate the fact that the door is all taken apart, so I'm going to use that first. And maybe we'll keep you guys in with some speeding. We'll definitely come back and show you our end result in a bit, and I do even think we have a couple of bonus dents on this car. So stick with us, and we'll be back to you in just a bit. Okay guys, we're back. I've tapped out a lot of these brows. I've given just a ton of tapping with the cherry tip through here and through here. That is still a little bit of a line, but I want to work some of this right here. So it's at 120, 119. Nice and warm. That's the way we want it. I'm going to actually open up the door. And here's kind of a trick. Whenever you have a board right up next to the edge, you don't want to open up the door and hit the front door with your board. So I have my board a little bit towards the center of the door. Let's see what we got. I think I'm just gonna grab lefty, which has this slight bend. Pop this little clip open, and I'm gonna actually take that door off. What we're gonna have to do, let's adjust the microphone. And let me take a look at where I'm at here. Okay. It's kind of a strange push that I'm looking at, and I'm about right here. But I don't want to just go crazy and start pushing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a better angle and try to get squishy down there. Might even have to move the umbrella, the Get a Grip umbrella. Okay, guys, now I've got a little bit more room. And to see where this is, it's a tough angle. Okay, now I know where I'm at. I'm right about here, but I don't really want to make those pushes. I think what I'm going to have to do, guys, is brace this door open, get that thing, get a grip product right on it. I'll take a look at what it does take to remove this piece, but I don't think I'm gonna. I'm just gonna get the little hole zipped right behind here, get my tool in there, and actually get some work done. So once again, we'll take a little break. We'll come back to you in just a bit. Okay guys, we're back. I've got some access here, and I've got my little tiny red twisty in it, and I'm actually going to use the back of the twisty I'm right here, and I'm gonna go a little bit farther forward and just kind of work that line really slow. Try to get the back of it right up into that center point right here. Almost there. And yeah, I kind of do want it to pop, but we're gonna go really slow with it. There we go. Real slow pop push. That's what we were looking for, guys. We didn't want to shock the metal, what we'd call shock the metal, by pushing it too hard too fast. Obviously this is really warm. It's 120. And now I'm gonna actually come, ooh, I made a high push right there. My bad. I'm not perfect. But now I know where this metal wants to move, so I'm gonna basically make some of these pushes through here. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna tap down this little high that I just made right here, because that was impatient, and we show the reels here at PDR. So I'm gonna come up through this top area, see how I just kind of give it a little bit of flex. Run this little zone down here, and I'm gonna come up through the middle. Now I'm not getting, there we go. Now I'm seeing the fog. And it is going to start to come out looking pretty nice. I'm still using the elbow of the tool, guys. I'm just backing off the elbow and rolling it back towards me. I'd say I'm probably putting about 7 pounds of pressure, maybe 8 or 9 on some of these more severe parts, but definitely not even putting 10 pounds of pressure on this tool. Just bowing it out a little bit, seeing where we're at. It's starting to come out very nice. I might even go to the tip so I can see where I'm at here. Yep, it's pretty tensious in there, guys. A lot of tension. But now I'm actually using the tip, and I'm in the most severe part right here. This is where we just gotta move that metal, but anytime I'm seeing pushes, I want to stop and move more metal around the outside, you know, bring it all up evenly. That's kind of the key. I see that there's a little bit more down here. Let me see if my tool will even sneak down there. See how my tip just kind of shows down here? A little bit more bend action and wedge action. There we go. And that's a really tough push. I might have to come up from underneath that one. I don't know if there's any drain holes or not, but I might have to just come up from underneath that one to get some of this lower portion out. Either way, I'm gonna just keep on working this area right here. And I think we might go back to some tapping right now. So, let's get a different angle on that. Yeah, I've got a couple little high spots through here. This little brow right here has gotta come down. And then this line right here that I did not finish off, because it was already starting to look really nice. I wanted to wait till we got the majority of this out to get some of this out. So, might even go into another speedy, guys. This is a dent that's going to take about 2.5 hours total. We've only been on it for about an hour, and we'll be done, I think, in about an hour. So, we'll keep you in with the rest of it. I do appreciate y'all sticking with us through this portion of it, and we'll come back and show you the end result here in just a bit. Okay, guys, we're back. I'd say we probably spent about 2 hours total on this one. Came out looking pretty good. I gave it a little buff right here. We didn't have to do any touch-up work. Actually, let me hit that with just a teeny bit of Perfect It. Maybe that is just a little teeny piece of scuffed touch-up paint right here. But we got this line out, and that's what we really wanted to go for. All this area right here where it was most severe, that's where it was touched up, and that's where like I say, it was most severe. We definitely had to do some pretty solid pushes. I think we kept you in for that part. What is that? There's a little guy up there, okay. But all in all, with what we ended up with, I think it came out pretty nice. And I hit up that little spot right there with some black. And like I say, since this area just had a little tiny scuff, we're gonna give that a little spot, that a little spot. And you guys can see how severe some of these pushes were. I basically had to stop before we cracked any paint, because I was making some real severe pushes up along this body line, and showed it to the customer. He's super happy with it. And basically what this was another one of those, what I like to call a band-aid situation, saving somebody having to go through all the hassle of a body shop, and giving them a good deal, and just getting this out in one day. So hope you guys like what you see. I know it's not what I normally do. Normally I take out a little tiny ding. I do have a couple other ones that we're gonna do on this car. We had a little one right here that I got in and tooled out. Couple little other dents on this car that I'm just gonna do and call it a day. I will say happy holidays to everybody, and if you guys don't mind, go down that on the bottom down there and hit us up with a comment. Throw a comment in there and maybe throw a like on the video. Other than that, hey, I'll just say the thing. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace.